Hello, my wolf pack. Now, I know it has been long since I posted an audiobook, but I have returned to give you another one. This one will cover a poem that I have written. This poem is called Sweet Ol Nathaniel. Now, I must advise you that this audiobook is not for the faint of heart. This audiobook will heavily use and mention self-harm as the main subject. If you are not interested in this type of topic, you also have an option of opting out or opting in. But I'm letting you know this because this audiobook will be heavy compared to my other ones. This audiobook is about spreading awareness about how self-harm can affect others. I mostly cover dark and disturbing topics in my poems and audiobooks, so if this is something that you are interested in, you can like and subscribe for more content. You can also follow my social media accounts and I'll provide the links to them in the description. So, without further ado, my wolf pack, I will read you the poem Sweet Ol Nathaniel. In the middle of the bridge, Nathaniel had rose upon the ledge, shutting his eyes and turning the world dark. Had just once his mind had sparked, Nathaniel would have retraced from it all. For what might have been a life so small, Nathaniel had his fate in his hands. He leaned as far as he can. Almost losing balance, Nathaniel could have avoided this challenge, this weight pulling him down to his fate's end. The wind gave him a slight ascension. Quite the thought gave his mind an edge, bringing him close at the end of the ledge. The darkness inside his head spreads, corrupting him as his tears shed. Nathaniel's moments with his creators are played in his brain, letting him know that behind the pain, there still is love from his creators. All Nathaniel ever wanted to do was to live life happily before it all happened. His life now torn into two different worlds, leaving him saddened. As Nathaniel continued to cry, he lifted himself higher, trying to cease his own existence. Nathaniel stopped, his mind flooding with a sense of resistance. It was at this moment, this particular moment, that Nathaniel had reached an atonement with himself and the higher being. Let it be known that Nathaniel had poor well-being. Nathaniel, Sweet Ol Nathaniel, once was a little wild kid to handle. Nathaniel, Sweet Ol Nathaniel, once was a teenager causing a scandal. Nathaniel, Sweet Ol Nathaniel, now is an adult facing issues that are substantial. For what it had to be known, now resting on the bridge all alone, Nathaniel had caught his breath and opened his eyes, asking for forgiveness, and cried. Nathaniel's body calmed from the stillness in the air, his hands now covering his hair, his face now cowering in his legs. Nathaniel could have been almost dead. Nathaniel, Sweet Ol Nathaniel, could have never saw his parents. Nathaniel, Sweet Ol Nathaniel, could have never had a son or a daughter. As Nathaniel rose and gazed at the night sky, he let the darkness in his mind to die. The heavy cloud of darkness disintegrated, clearing his mind that once was weighted, his mind also empty, also vast, no longer classed with the past, as he burst into an explosive cry. Nathaniel cried, "What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? What have I done?" Nathaniel's heart raced. His hands shook. His head ached. As Nathaniel paced back and forth, he wondered if all of it had worth, leading him into contemplating it all, even to what could have been his fall, his entry to heaven, and to live there for eternity. Now Nathaniel had a sense of uncertainty. Now, even by coming to terms with it, Nathaniel admits, "I am a survivor." As Nathaniel's body eases the weight out, he does not live with such doubt, giving him quite a bit of calmness. And all for one, Nathaniel had a fresh, cautious, accepting that he lives now. Nathaniel does not need to be disavowed, and Nathaniel, Sweet Ol Nathaniel, will always be a little wild kid to handle. Nathaniel, Sweet Ol Nathaniel, will always be a teenager causing a scandal. Nathaniel, Sweet Ol Nathaniel, will always be an adult facing issues that are substantial. Now, Nathaniel said, "I am a survivor." At the end of the bridge, Nathaniel stopped and looked back at the edge. the place of where it could have been his end. Nathaniel left with his eyes open, his world now filled with light. He had his fate turned with might. Nathaniel has his life back. This time, he led with his own feedback. I hope you all enjoyed my poem and audiobook. It was an honor reading it for you. Now, since I have all of you, I want to take a moment to honor those who have lost their lives due to self-harm. Let's take a moment of silence. Thank you all. I know this is a heavy topic to talk about, but I wanted to write a poem and dedicate it to those who we have lost due to self-harm. This is a serious issue that is occurring in our world. I want to bring light to it in my poem. If you or a loved one is in distress, you can contact 988 for any help. I love you all, my wolf pack.